I just checked, and every one of the games was played on the Boneyard. It's amazing. It's probably going to get broken in one of the later rounds. But anyway, welcome back to Kharak Cup 9, people, which I'm finally getting around to casting. This is going to be Descara versus GingerSod here. And I have a feeling I know how this one's going to turn out, but I'd still like to see, you know, what exactly goes down here. Descara, of course, playing as the Galzian, because he likes to do that in the qualifier sections or just, you know, for fun. But of course, I expect we'll see him switch to Coalition once we get into the other one, the elimination brackets. And actually, I've got to say, that's not a bad idea to, like, play as your off faction here, because eventually you'll get good enough at it that you can just play as that faction. And that can be really dangerous, you know? If your opponent doesn't really know what to do to counter-strat you, because you could play as, you know, like 2 different factions, it just increases the amount of preparation your opponent needs, and increases how well-rounded they need to be in order to face off against you. His opponent here is GingerSod, who I don't think is a very bad player, but he's up against Descara, so I mean, we kind of know how this is going to go already. But it's always fun to see, you know, what kind of a fight they can put up. This is his first Kharak Cup, so I hope we're not scaring him off with the first round here being against Descara, but hopefully he enjoys it. That's all we can hope for, really. And Descara timing things very well, going to go into Soul Chip Fabrication almost immediately. Going to move out here, kind of this Hottest Man style of build. Which certainly hasn't like become the new meta overnight, but people really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun to play, and it can be really effective too, so quite excited, of course, to see Descara doing it, and he's definitely figured out how to min-max it. He knows, you know, exactly the timing to produce what units to get like your absolute fastest assault chip tech out, so he can be very dangerous when he does this. The scanners are having a little convention over here. It looks like GingerSod wants to push out in the middle with some sand skimmers, which is a bit unfortunate for him. I gotta say, this is a pretty good counter strategy to that, because by the time GingerSod realizes what's going on, it's probably gonna be too late to deal with it effectively. I suppose it depends on his resources, though. If he's got the RUs to head into railgun fabrication early, he could be fine. He just needs to make sure he does not go for, like... This needs to make sure he doesn't go for, like, sand skimmer armor. That would be really catastrophically bad. I've done that before. I know. Well, he should take some pretty good trades right here, actually. He definitely wants to be target firing this one so that all of his sand skimmers can be shooting. But he's going to run into the carrier here. This is looking a little clumsy. I think he could have gotten some pretty nice trades there, but instead he's lost 1 for none. But here are the assault ships already, and I think he's got the resources to go into railgun fabrication, or at least he will pretty soon. But when you realize this assault ships, you need to cancel whatever you're making and then just like get to railgun fabrication as fast as possible, I think. But we see sand skimmer still coming out here, so that means the railgun timing is delayed by at least the production time of that sand skimmer. Definitely wants to click on that now, though. There we go. Which is good, that's what he needs. Now, I would also get Power Reserve 1 if I were him. Yep, there you go. Always a nice move if you feel you're going to get attacked, just to see if you can slow down your opponents just a little bit here. Sand Skimmer's going to have trouble fighting in the middle there, obviously. I'm wondering if there's a better place for them where they can... Yeah, so the reason you don't want to do this, the reason I'm saying like that, is because the production cruiser has the same speed as an assault ship, so if you're not careful, you'll get this thing kind of trapped, and you won't be able to get away. Sand Skimmer's taking a lot of damage here too, by the way. 2 of them going to go down to the assault ships. Going to fall prey to their brutality. And Descara immediately going up onto interceptor fabrication. Why is that? Well, the counter to this would definitely be railguns, right? And he knows it. This is kind of like a 1-2 punch, you know what I mean? Which is a little further than we tend to see Hottest Man do this build. Which is pretty cool. I think it's really fun to watch like how Descara does it. Once you get up to 3 assault ships, you can see they're quite effective against these sand skimmers here. 4 of them going to get taken out there, basically for naught. That carrier is straying rather far from home now. Assault railguns are on the way. This is definitely the right choice, but I don't think there's enough of an army backing to hold these guys. I think that the sand skimmers can just kind of run in and take him. Carrier going to desperately try to get back home. But interceptors are already on the way for Descara as well, which is just brutal. Assault railgun is out though. It can do some damage now to the assault ships, hopefully, but it needs to back away. Definitely needs to back away right here. Gotta be careful with those assault railguns. They definitely are a good counter unit to these guys, but you need to be very careful to keep them from getting killed here. And I think this carrier is in the perfect position where you can shoot across the carrier, but again, there was no army backing here. All the Sandscreamers had gone down, so these Sandscreamers were able to come in, clean it off. There's one interceptor here that can do the job as well. Not going to be used just yet. He probably wants to wait until there's like 2 or 3 of them, but he does have them out in the air already. Salvager's getting taken down, which is pretty rough. And I think this game is probably already going pretty far out of GingerSod's favor. And this is what'll happen. One PC assault ship rushes are freaking deadly, apparently. I think it's amazing that we didn't even really consider this as like a strategy until Kharak Cup 8 happened. And I'm sure someone has tried it before, but Hottest Man, he did only this for every single game, and he got to like 3rd place, I think, or something like that. Or no, I think he placed 5th to 8th, not 3rd to 4th. But still, I mean, that's pretty darn good. Look at this guy. Guardian Krizaj. Freaking Slayer. Or is it Krizai? It's impossible to tell. Stupid transliterations, man. We should all just use IPA. Very last Salvager gonna get taken out right here by Descara. I didn't think he would miss that one. And I guess I'll be wondering what to do now. I guess he can go for that production cruiser, huh? No, don't let Ian die. He like made the game, man. Ian, no! You have so much to live for. Oh. Oh, okay, he's alive still. No! Ah, poor Ian. I think that these air units stop the base runner. They only need one more pass after all. But 2 of them need to dock. I don't know, I guess it's a good question, isn't it? Okay, yeah, that should do it. But yeah, make no mistake, this has definitely been a bit of a spanking here. I'm not sure what the resources are. Yeah, he hasn't got the resources to make another salvager, so unfortunately his economy is dead here. So Descara can wait as long as he wants. Obviously a 1-power carrier does not an army make. And there's nothing else that Ginger has on the field that can actually do really anything. So his only move is to salvage the production cruiser. I mean, if that's your only move, it's pretty grim. It's pretty grim. Railgun fabrication finishing now for Descara. We're probably going to see heavies come out, obviously. There you go. And the idea would just be to kill off the carrier now. That's obviously going to be a lot faster than taking out all these artifacts. This is a lazy piece of trash, not even harvesting here. And this production cruiser may go down here. I mean, there's no army to speak of after all. One tip I would give to GingerSod is he ought to have this in range. He should have had that in range for a long time, actually. How many shots does it take? Mr. Owl? How many railgun slugs does it take to get to the center of a Gaussian carrier? A 1, a 2, a 3, missile barrage. The world may never know. What do they do? 225 minus 40. 12,500 divided by that. I don't want to do the math in my head, but always less than I'm expecting, I'll say it that way. Kind of more than I'm expecting, but also less, you know what I mean? With that production cruiser goes Ginger's last chance of actually having an economy in this game, of course. And that will be game. I would have rather thought, anyway. I don't think Descara could throw this one. I probably still could. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm really bad at macro games for some reason. So if you ever watch me play like 3v3s, I'm like the throw master, where we can have like an amazing early game and I'll still manage to screw it up somehow. It's a nice way to be. Anyhow, I hope GingerSod isn't too put off by this, but he didn't seem like it. We were talking on Discord at the time. Obviously he was up against, you know, one of the best players in the game. No judgments passed by me. Let's just go ahead and hop on to the next match from this round.